Hello everyone. Today I'm bringing forward two spirit guides that want to share messages about the new moon energies coming in and peaking on Saturday, January 21st around 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This new moon is in Aquarius and is also the start of the Lunar New Year or Chinese New Year, so it brings with it a more amplified energy that will help to usher in some of the shifts and changes we will be experiencing in 2023. For more about what's coming in 2023 and the ways in which we are being called to align with our higher selves, please check out the link to my collective reading with the dragons in the descriptions box and at the end of this video. Being a new moon in Aquarius and that we are moving into the age of Aquarius, I'm already feeling the intensity of these energies, and it feels like a strong push to move forward with our visions for 2023, what we want to create as individuals and what we want to co-create as a collective. The two guides who stepped forward today to help us align with the new moon energies are Odin, who is a powerful Norse god and also the twin flame to the moon goddess Freya, and Archangel Haniel, who is a divine feminine angel of the moon, intuition, and joy. Odin is also known for helping us activate our third eye and can help us enhance our psychic sight. So I am asking him to step forward now, and if you are interested in sensing his energy, you can do the same as you listen to this message. You can also ask him to give you any activations and energetic upgrades that he has to offer for your highest good and spiritual growth. Okay, so feeling his energy coming in slowly. Upper chakras, back of the neck. And as he gets stronger, he tends to put a lot of pressure on the third eye, which is right between your eyebrows. So you might feel some pressure in that chakra, in that area. His energy can be strong to hold sometimes. So for people who are new to channeling, just use your own intuition as to how long you want to hold his energy if you are interested in channeling more direct guidance from him. Okay, so I'm asking him what he would like to share with us today that's relevant to the energies coming in through this new moon cycle and Lunar New Year. He's saying change, positive change. Much is shifting, much is moving forward in a positive forward direction, as the dragons clearly shared with us on this channel in a previous channeled message. But these positive shifts and changes are going to be felt and experienced through your own intuitive guidance system, an internal guidance system. They're going to be reflected back to you by positive changes in your own life. You are being activated through these powerful new moon energies to remember your higher self, to remember your true self, to remember your true soul's call and passion. You are being driven forward like a freight train, he's showing me, with the power to push and pull with much strength. Anything you wish to create, you have the power to manifest that now. These energies are in alignment with the powers of manifestation and abundance that you all bring about when you vibrate on the frequency of joy, love. You are all doing the work. You are doing the work of the inner child. You are doing the work of healing the inner child. And because of this, you have much abundance coming your way. This abundance is going to come in many forms and in many seasons, I'm hearing. These seasons of change are upon you all now as you enter into this new year cycle. these new moon energies are ushering forth and bringing momentum to your thoughts and your ideas. So pay attention to what drops into your mind. And he's saying, mind's eye, crystal clear visions of higher outcomes, higher manifestations are coming online now to be seen and understood with the clarity of your own intuition, by being able to hear more clearly your own intuitive voice, your own inner voice speaking from your higher self. Being activated by these new moon energies now are helping you to birth or bring into birth, into light, the ideas that will be most freeing for your civilization. And he's also making a reference to Atlantis. So this feels like ancient civilization type knowledge of how to build better community structures I'm seeing and hearing. So what else would you like to share with us about that? And he's highlighting the spiritual structures are changing. It feels like he's showing me that there's going to be a shift in the spiritual hierarchy structures that's being ushered in with this new age and these new earth changes and these new timelines that we're shifting onto. And part of this process involves some ascended masters and higher dimensional beings stepping down and allowing new higher dimensional beings of love and light to govern certain areas and aspects of this new earth creation. I'm hearing the dragons are the guardians of this process. They're the guardians of the universal structure. So they are essentially in charge at the highest order, or they've been placed in charge at the highest order to call into action and call into order this shift, how these shifts and changes. And it's going to also, what's happening in the etheric realms, they're showing me, or Odin's showing me, is also going to energetically trickle down. So there's going to be shifts and changes in the political arena, some people stepping down from positions, new people coming into power or into authoritative positions that are more aligned with these higher vibrational frequencies of light. And he's stating that you don't have to be fully aligned to be able to implement positive changes. So there are structures in place that allow more fear-based type methods of ruling to flourish, but it feels like the leaders that are going to be stepping into these powerful positions and these structures are going to move the momentum forward for more positive change in how we want to be aligned with, because the light worker community has really grown and shifted in consciousness enough to recognize where change is needed. And this is going to be enforced or realized this year through some of the changes and shifts in the political powers that be. So that's interesting, Odin, because I usually don't hear him talk about stuff like this. So I think he's showing me that he's just wanting to reassure us that these changes are positive and for the benefit of the people. And that's part of what the Aquarian age is ushering forth, is new changes in perspective, new changes in dealing with others. So he's highlighting relationships. So look for more balance, and or maybe it kind of also feels like a regrouping is happening, where you are going to find and develop relationships with people that are more nurturing to and more honoring to your divine self and your divine soul mission. So that is one of the higher purposes of aligning with these new moon energies. If you can set your intentions on aligning with these energies, and feel their influence in your life, you will see, or there will be a highlighting of different relationships and community structures that you're, or organizations or groupings that you're involved with that are either aligned with your frequency or not aligned with your frequency. And he's showing me that keep in mind your frequency is always shifting and changing as you move up in vibration. So what you were aligned with last year or even last month may not be in alignment with your highest mission anymore, because the more you collect the lost pieces and fragments of your soul through this process of ascension, you remember more of who you are. You remember more of your own intuitive powers and spiritual gifts. And this allows you to align with those communities, relationships, people, soul connections that are going to propel you or advance you to the next level of your spiritual development. So he's saying it's really important to recognize who those people are in your life today, in this moment of now, and who they are not. Who is helping you shift in a positive momentum with these positive changes that are coming, and who is not helping you co-create or facilitate these positive changes. You want to align with the ones who are helping to shift you in the right direction. And that's always the direction that your soul wants to go, that your heart wants to go, that you intuitively feel is energetically correct for you. And you will know in any given moment in time, he's saying, what feels right for you and what feels not right for you. He's showing it to be a feeling of like what feels powerful, what makes you feel powerful and confident and excited and stronger, what strengthens you, what empowers you is always the right direction. What brings you down, what tires you, what exhausts you, what feels like you're downplaying your energy, you're downplaying your gifts, you're downplaying your powers to fit in, or you're just not feeling like you are connecting to the type of energy you want to connect to. You're not getting out of it the feelings and experience that's really setting off light bulbs in your head, that feeling like, aha, 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 oh this, oh that, and just leading you, helping you to connect the dots of all these little pieces to help you see that bigger picture perspective, which is really what this growth process is all about. The spiritual growth process is all about. You're going to get little pieces and guidance and hints and clues along the way. It's like a scavenger hunt. You're picking up these pieces, you're getting these insights, and then your higher mind is working to help you see how all of these insights play into each other, or your higher mind is working to connect you to a greater vision. And usually this vision is beyond what your ego mind can imagine. So it's always more, greater, bigger, wiser, I'm hearing, than what your, and more aligned than what your egoic mind can fathom at any given point in time. He's saying stick with your higher mind, stick with your intuitive sense, your gut reaction to things. Do you have a reaction of aversion? Usually it's the first, at the thought of doing something or participating in something or creating something. If there's any aversion, check in with your higher self to see what that is about, and you can clear your energy fields and develop a stronger connection with your higher self by doing some third eye activations, heart chakra activations, spiritual cleansing and clearing, and all of that can be done through meditation. So you always have the power to align with your higher self in any given moment in time. The times to do that, he's highlighting especially so, are when you're experiencing a lot of self-doubt, or you're feeling down on yourself, or you're confused, if there's a confusing energy, always tune into your higher guidance system and your spirit guides to help you align with those correct thoughts and recognize what is in alignment with your highest path. So I feel him wanting to wrap up with his message, and I just want to ask him how he can specifically help us who are interested in working with him more throughout the year. And he's showing it as he can help us, he can help be our internal guidance system, like our ship's navigation system. So he's showing it like an old wooden ship, but he's the navigator. He can be the navigator. He can help us see beyond what we are able to see directly in our path. Whatever's directly in front of us, he can give us the ability to see beyond that and more into future timelines and more into, he can help us develop our sense of what feels organic. So what he was talking about before, and what feels inauthentic. So I think the word is authentic. He's trying to use authentic versus inauthentic. So he can help us align with the higher, more authentic versions of ourselves. He can give us the strength to speak our truth. He can give us the clarity of vision and protection. I am hearing self-protection also from limiting views. So he can help us to see what limiting views are preventing us from seeing clearly and speaking our truth more clearly. He's a protector God, very much omnipresent, all-knowing, a father God type energy. He represents, I believe, like a sky god almost, but I'm not very familiar with the Norse mythology, so I just know a little bit about him. You can also call on his twin flame, Freya, to work with more of the divine feminine energy in a similar way. If you feel called to work with her more, she has a lot more powers than just being of the moon energy as well. I think she helps connect you to nature. That's what I'm hearing. But I'm not as familiar with her energy. I've only channeled her a few times. So call on your guides. Call on your guides. Ask them for help if you're having trouble seeing clearly what wants to be birthed, what wants to be birthed anew in creation, what you're here to create, how you're here to align with your higher gifts and powers. Ask Odin for help. So thank you, Odin, for that beautiful message and for showing us the many different ways you can help us align with these new moon energies. I'm going to call in Archangel Haniel forward now, who's a much lighter and flowier type of energy to channel. Feel free to do the same. If you like connecting with her energy, you can also ask her for energetic activations and upgrades. She does typically work most powerfully with the full moon energies. So the full moon tends to amplify her energies more than the new moon, but I'm sure because she has such a close relationship with the moon, she will have something interesting to share with us about this lunar new moon cycle. I also have a channeled message and interview that I did with her that goes into more specific ways she helps us and how we can call her in. So if you feel called or drawn to, please check out that video. There's a link in the descriptions box, and I will also tag it to the end of this message. All right, so I'm asking her to step a little closer now so I can feel her energy coming in around the back, very light. I would love to hear in the comments how you are picking up on her energy and Odin's energy. And while you're there, hit the like button and subscribe if you are resonating or enjoying these messages. So I'm going to ask her now what messages she would like to share with us about these new moon energies, what we need to know. Wow, she's saying align with the power of love. Align with the power of love. All your gifts, all your spiritual gifts are being activated now with these new moon energies coming in and are moving you forward throughout the rest of the year. So what you are essentially going to create this year, that energy is here right now. It's already here. It's already in your vortex or your energy field. The knowing is within you. So seek the knowing within you, and you can call on her for assistance to pull you back into your heart, to your inner wisdom, to amplify that inner wisdom. She's calling it your heart's knowing, your heart's desire. Your heart's desire is calling you to step forward in some manner. I'm hearing very firmly, she's saying, and very loudly. Let it speak to you. Let it guide you at nighttime, in your nighttime visions, in your dream state, in your unconscious state. Let it bring forward messages of truth to be felt and experienced. And the experience is like an inner knowing. Like you wake up one morning, you go to sleep with a question, is kind of what she's showing me, with an intention to know something about yourself, to connect with your higher wisdom, to ask your guides a specific question about your mission and purpose, or what you're here to create this new year, or this new moon cycle even. Ask them for specifics, she's saying. She's highlighting the word specifics. You can get as detailed with your questions as you want to, and just let the dreams come. Let the wisdom come in. You will be activated, whether you consciously remember it or not. So she's saying if you go to bed with a question in mind and perhaps a crystal under your pillow to bring in her energy, and I believe aquamarine she's showing me to be a good one for her specific energy. She carries more of a turquoise color that I see, or even turquoise, but she's highlighting there are crystals that are specifically powerful for you as individuals that you will intuitively know and be guided to for this type of work. But she's saying, and amethyst is a good one too, but she's saying that when you do that, you go to bed with a set intention. When you wake up in the morning, notice your feelings about something, notice what comes into mind. So she's kind of highlighting and bouncing off of what Odin was sharing about the epiphanies and the aha moments, that you'll just get these brief downloads or visions throughout your day. And it's often will occur while you're daydreaming, while you're not actively thinking about a problem or actively trying to find a solution. It'll happen when you're in a relaxed meditative state. So that is why meditation is so important, to tap into our higher mind and intuition. But she's saying this is going to be a feeling like a burst of energy. It's going to feel like a burst of insight. Like I'm feeling it through my heart chakra, like a heart chakra quick mini explosion, where you're going to have a thought, you're going to get an idea, you're going to get an instant intuitive heart knowing that this is it. This is something that you have to do. And this is the next step, or whatever. This is the answer to your question, because it could be something related to something else. But essentially, it will be the answer to your question. It could come when you first wake up, but she's showing me that you could be just actively going about your day, even driving in your car. And when you're in a more receptive mode or a relaxed state of mind, she's showing taking a bath too, because and being in the shower, because water enhances our conductivity and ability to receive these messages. So when you're in a pool or large body of water or near water, if you want to take a walk by a lake or the beach or a stream, to connect with her energy or your your angelic guides, your spirit guides, or just to ask these questions. That's also another way. But she's showing me that if you set this intention during this new moon cycle, she will, and call on her assistance or the assistance of your spirit guides or Odin, whoever you feel comfortable with, you can receive these intuitive knowings and insights that's going to propel you forward. So they really want you, the feeling is both of these guides really want you to connect with your intuitive power. And I'm hearing that's what this cycle is really all about. That's what the lunar cycle she's highlighting is really all about. It's about connecting you to your divine feminine wisdom, your inner knowing, your inner sense of self. And she's showing it that sometimes you feel guarded, that you are guarding strongly or withholding its power because there's a sense of or feeling of being vulnerable when you're your authentic self. But so a lot of us, she's showing like guard this secret access to our heart chamber with our life, that we have so many barriers to entrance that sometimes we forget where the door is. She's saying there's so many protective barriers that we actually forget where the door is. And I'm getting a lot of beautiful high vibrational energy coming in from her right now as I'm saying that. So she really wants us to tune to our heart's wisdom. And I just can't tell you how much I've been getting that message from. It doesn't even matter who the guide is. It just feels to me like this is such an important lesson for us to really, really give ourselves the gift of knowing ourselves, of knowing what our heart has to say, of letting ourselves speak from our heart, from the wisdom of our heart more often at all times and with more certainty and power. I'm hearing the heart gives power to our words when when we are speaking truth. That truth has more power in actually manifesting what we want in our lives. So I feel her dying down also, and that was just so beautiful. I'm so grateful that Odin and Archangel Haniel shared these messages with us today. Thank you all for listening. If any of these messages resonate, please do give this video a like and consider subscribing to my channel, because the guidance that comes through, the guides who come through are always a direct mirror reflection of those who are subscribed to this channel or energetically connected to this channel in some way. So if you would like more messages that are relevant for your own spiritual growth, purpose, and mission, do subscribe. Please also check out the link to my Patreon community in the descriptions box, where I will be sharing a more in-depth reading for those who are members of that group from your guides and higher self, that will be more specifically geared to helping you clarify what some of these messages that came in today might be speaking of in your life, some of the changes that you as an individual are being called to make. So this is more of a collective reading, but that one will get into more of the individual changes and energies coming in. So please check that out. Thank you again for listening and being here. Sending you all so many blessings. See you soon.